is Jalen Smith. Last 2 weeks have been special. Throws a little fade, and you've got an incomplete. Low snap. Looks around, fires, back. Blitz coming. Watson hit as he throws, and it is intercepted at the 31-yard line. This is Xavier Woods, and he'll go out of bounds.
There you go. Just. There you go. Just. Get out there. Good. Jump. Jump. Get around. Move. Switch. Good. Switch. Good. Switch. Right here. Switch. Yeah. Good. Right there. Switch.
And it hasn't been that way for Jackson.
Faking to the line, go up top. Double, triple coverage, and the third guy comes up with it. He has a chance down this sideline if he can get a block. Here he goes. Bortles gets taken out. He stresses everything. I gotta convert. I think it's over if they don't get it. That should do it. Byron Jones. Byron, like to welcome a lot of the audience. Is just being switched over from the Rams and 49ers. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo. Tracy Wilson, third down pitch. Oh, and what a play by the Dallas defense. Sean Lee along with Lawrence.
3rd and 9 as Mariota's calling for it. Here comes pressure. Batted away by Lawrence. Ball is loose. As there's a fight for it still. It appears as if Sean Lee finally recovers it at the 15. What a play by D. Wall.
Now to the left, empty set here. A first down from the 44-yard line. Wentz fires over the middle, and that's picked off at the 37-yard line by Van Der Esch. The Dallas rookie with the interception and a good run back, still going all the way down to the 38-yard line. They're spread it out with 5 wide. Wentz fires, and that's incomplete. So once again, good coverage. Give it to Adams. No, he can't go anywhere. Jalen Smith having a terrific season. So one Notre Damer stops the other. Boys have excelled. 3rd and 7, play clock at 1. They just get it off. Wentz fires over the middle, and it is broken up at the goal. Down in 2 here. Big 3rd down play coming up here. The blitz is on.
I just want to say this. There is no substitute for winning. I know that's a cliche, but we must win. We will win. Win is the name of the game.
He's playing today for Seattle. On 3rd down, Newton is ripped to the ground. And the Cowboy defense makes a play.
Cowboys look like they're going to blitz, and they do, and Manning rolls away but can't get away. Taco Charlton, their #1 pick last year, out of 7.5 to go. You got Goldman in the game, and you got Eli going down again, back at the 33-yard line, but there's a 49.
The slot blitz one more time. Here it comes.
Under a minute now, Manning in trouble, and he's going to go down in the arms of DeMarcus Lawrence. Play clock is at 1. Just do get it off, and Manning loses it. He gets sacked, and the Cowboys come up with the ball. Manning under pressure again, stepping away, and gets clobbered at the 10.
Hey Cowboys Nation, Robert Quinn here. Excited to be joining the Dallas Cowboys. And, definitely one thing I've learned about Texas, everything is bigger. So, let's make this a big year for the Cowboys.
I did not come to play, I came to dominate. 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 I did not come to play, I came to dominate. 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 I did not come to play, I came to dominate. Dominate. Dominate.
Season, starting the season 0-3. Blitz coming, pass to the sideline is caught and now knocked away. Sometimes you got to understand situations and help your line out with ball out. Third down play and down goes Wilson. The first sack of the game for this Dallas defense, and who else? DeMarcus Lawrence. Jones, who was the safety for the last couple of years, they moved him back and forth, now a full-time corner and playing great. Pressure on Stafford, and down he goes. They got him with a game, and there is the first sack. It's DeMarcus Lawrence.
The 2019 Dallas Cowboys season is only a few months from kicking off, but this year, let's do things a little different. Instead of just watching games at home or just going to a game, let's actually experience our Dallas Cowboys, just like West Coast does. Cowboys Experience is my one-stop shop for all my Cowboys game day weekends. Their packages are all inclusive, including 2 nights hotel accommodation. We'll pick you up and drop you off at the airport and game. Want to hang out and get autographs from current and former Cowboy greats like Drew Pearson? If you're ready to experience the Dallas Cowboys like no other, make sure you inbox West Coast or go to cowboysexperience.com today. The 2019 Dallas Cowboys. What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, and we are live in the building. How are you guys doing this afternoon, man? It is Thursday, 4:30. Well, 4:30-ish. You know what I'm saying? You know, we always start around ish around here. But yo, I got my Cowboy cousin on the line. I got Boss Cowboy on the line. What's up with you, man?
Hey, what's up, West Coast? How you doing?
Shoot, man, I'm good, man. And hey, shout out to all the people watching on Boss Cowboy Sports. Like, we finally got that thing working. So if you're watching right now for the first time on Boss Cowboy Sports, shout out to you, man, your inaugural friend, man. Let's get this thing popping, man. Let me see who we got in the comment box real quick. We got my boy Roy. What's up with you, Roy? What's up with you, man? Please give me a share, top fan. How you doing, auntie? How you doing? Everybody, go say what's up to my auntie. Hey, she says, hey, family boss. What up with you? What up with you, Tony? What up with you, man? August, he says, T. Frederick back is over. T. Frederick back is over. Okay, we can talk about that. We can definitely talk about that. Willie says Florida repping hard, baby. What up with you? Hey, my Florida boy. How close are you to Miami? You know what I'm saying? I need to know because we just got some boys from Miami, and them boys from Miami got that swag. I hope they got that swag like that Michael Irvin swag. You know what I'm saying? I think they do, man. I think this culture about to be kind of doggish this year. All right. Tony says, Travis, what up, top dog? Travis Banks, what up with you, man? West Cube and my Ice Cube boys, yay. What up with you, man? Al, what up with you, Scout? Al, what's up with you, man? Hey, you know, you got that one that always try to sneak up in there like, hey, I'm here. Nah, I seen you walk through the door, bro. What up with you, Al? Justice. Hey, I'm going to tell y'all right now, my boy Justice right here, he was the guy that actually brought up to West Coast that West Coast, you need to look at the kicker. You need to focus more time and talk about the kicker. So I want to give my boy Justice Teague a shout out. Please, everybody go say what's up to Justin because Justin was the first person that kind of brought that to my mind. And then when he brought that to my mind, I have kind of like my Arthur's round table of scouts. I brought that idea to the round table, and me and my boy Bob Heck, we ironed it out. But it was crazy though. You know, some of you, I'm gonna tell you guys, some of the best information, some of the best ideas I have ever got on Dallas Cowboy football come right out of this comment box right here. Come right out of this comment box. So I appreciate you guys. Iron sharpens irons. That's all it is, man. Willie say 20 minutes away. Rialto in the house. What up with you? Hey, man, Rialto in the house. What up? I got a toe baby in the house. What's up with you, man? Man, what up with you, Star Breezy? Willie says, what up with you? Sup, West Coast, PA50. Say, Boss Cowboys, who you see up in here, man? I know you see a couple folks up in here, man.
Yeah, I see my boy E. Kush, man. He joined actually on my page today. And then, you know, Bobby, and let me see, Eddie, Magnum. You know, he said, I'm really excited about the season. Me too, brother. You know, so yeah, I mean, you know, Bobby's always there. He's a real good lawyer, always good input on my page. You know, chimes in, says hello, he does a lot. You know, but he, you know, I try to give him all that information. He always gives good feedback. So I see a lot of good people on the page. And my boy Adrian Lee, I actually played football with him at U of H. He was actually our defensive end. The ladies' man, we used to call him, man. He's the glad he slowed down. Happily married now.
On the field, I mean, we are not doing any self-incrimination. We do not believe in self-snitching. We do not believe in any of that. You know what I'm saying? So he's 100% talking about on the field.
Yeah, and then obviously Marcy, you know, the loyal. You know, sometimes she got to calm me down. She'll say, you guys need to be nice and hopeful. It's like sometimes I just can't, Marcy.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. My auntie is like that. Like you need those people out there in your social media, out there on, you know, in the live who care about you, the person too. I'm not saying all y'all don't, but I know my auntie, man. She if I say something crazy, she'll jump in my inbox real quick. Be like, West Coast. Now I know where you was going. But you didn't have to go in that direction. You know what I'm saying? So I absolutely love those type. I love all my scouts, man. I love all the people I love anybody. I'm gonna tell you right now. I love anybody that want to love on me. 100. Ain't enough people in the world to be discriminating. If you want to love on West Coast gonna love on your back, man. And I will jump in your inbox. But yo, I'm on Boss Cowboy page right now, and I'm trying to pull up this amazing article that you put out today, man. And I wanted to. Oh, here we go. All right, so I got the article up right now. I want to kind of talk about this article. We talked about it earlier on the earlier show, but I don't know if everybody was here, you know, to listen to it or not. So I wanted to kind of go over it again. So it's a really good article. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. 2:00 in the middle of the night, you got the bubble guts. You're sitting on the toilet. You're looking through Facebook for something to read. Get off World Star and learn something. That's all I'm asking. You ain't got to read this at the top of the day, but instead of at 2:00 in the morning watching people get beat up on World Star, you know the girl gonna knock her out. Come on, Boss Cowboy, and read this. You're gonna learn something. He's gonna learn you something at 2:00 in the morning. Because that's what I do. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do.
I'm gonna say bubble guts.
Because if you know.
Hey, no, but that's a real good point, man. Like to literally use that time, that sacred time. I call it sacred time.
Because your mind is more open.
Yeah. Use that sacred time to catch up on that article. I think it's a good one. I think it's actually one of the best ones I've written, brother, and I'm dead serious about it.
Okay, so I got it up. I'm on Boss Cowboy Sports, so I let you, so I can tell you where I can actually, you can see where you can actually go read the article at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to Eisenhower High School, you guys, this one, because I really want you guys to read it. You know, when I say Eisenhower High School, that means I'm going to read it for you and kind of make you understand it. But I'm not going to do this one because I need some ideas. I need you to have to understand, but some ideas I need you guys to kind of come to the concept on yourself. Why? So that you are solidified in your beliefs. And I'm going to tell you guys something. This is an article that sheds a light on something that we talk about a lot of times. And that is that the Dallas Cowboys have favorites, man. That's just 100, man. Like, you have a guy in Lyle Collins who I think everybody, I'm going to give everybody the credit, man. If you said that Lyle Collins should get back to guard, tap yourself on the back right now. Let's give yourself a moment. Now take that same finger and hit a share. Okay, man. So everybody in share. You got your tap on the back, and we got a share. We all know it makes so much sense for Lyle Collins to go back to guard, but they're not gonna do it. Okay, so I need to know what's up with that premise. What's up with the article? What am I getting out of this? What? Let me know. And this is part one of two. So I see this is something you got to read and then be prepared for the next one coming out. So let us know, boss.
Yeah. If it's a part two of it, it's going to happen during the season.
Okay, go ahead.
Because obviously we're looking for updates. So, basically part one is dealing with a desire. And Marcy's going to love this because she said the last time on one of your shows, hey, have faith in these guys, And so with, partially with her saying that and other people, me thinking out loud, I was like, why are they not showing the same type of faith in Leal Collins as they showed in Byron Jones? And so I basically just write about that and break that all down because if you look closely, this time last year, don't forget, Byron Jones was on bust alert. And he was, in my opinion, in a way worse position in terms of job security than Leal Collins is now. So they basically put out, after they drafted their pick at 90, that we drafted a guard so that we have plans to maybe move Williams to right tackle sometime in the future. So they letting out all kind of tea leaves, letting out all kind of hints that we more than likely want to move on from Yale. And so, which is the opposite of faith. You're not showing faith in this guy because there have been surprises with people that we discounted before. Byron Jones was on bust alert and they helped it, right? They got him a coach. They never said to the media, hey, we think we go cut this guy next year. No, they let his play decide with a new coach. And, and the same thing happened to Tank, and I described that, to where Tank had the 2 back surgeries. They was openly saying, we looking for a war daddy, even while he was on the team. So just imagine you being Tank, right, West Coast? You sitting here Tank, and you hearing the Dallas Cowboys say, we looking for that war daddy fresh out of surgery. Yeah, but what he had to do and what he ended up doing is he obviously came out even starting game 1 against the Giants, and he balled out. So actually looking for a war daddy was wrong. So we should know, based on the past, that sometimes you can count out guys too fast. And that's the same thing that's happening with Leal Collins. There's a lot of us that's of the opinion they're going to just move on from him. Well, how do we know that if we don't watch him play where he played his best, which was at guard?
That's a really good point, man. And I got your quote up. I got the quote up from Jane Slater when she says Williams was told that he would be moving to guard. Let me read that over. Williams was told, and this is Connor Williams, that he would be moving to tackle down the road. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's a great idea. Why? Because he played tackle in college. That's what you guys actually recruited him as, was a tackle. So I thought it was kind of crazy that he was coming in and going to move guard anyway. I actually felt last year the Cowboys it would have made more sense, especially with us. Why? Because being able to move as a guard is too important for the Dallas Cowboys. Why? Because we are a run team. If we weren't such a run team, maybe I wouldn't trip. You know what I'm saying? But since we are such a run-based team, our guards are almost more important than our tackles. You know what I'm saying? So, our tackles have to be good. I.e., when was the Dallas Cowboys running game the best? When we had, Ron Leary. You know what I'm saying? And Zach Martin. Really good run game. You know what I mean? Really good.
It was real good even without Zeke in 2015 when we had Leal at the left guard, too.
Yeah, and he had Darren McFadden running for 1,080 yards.
Yeah, and then think about it. He did it in almost around 10 games. So where most people have to do that in 16, because he was splitting the load the first 6 games. They finally gave him out the round went crazy. They finally gave him the starting job, and he went on to get 1,000 yards after sharing the ball for the first 6.
And Randall didn't look bad either on the low, other than him being crazy and stealing socks. He should have just hollered at West Coast. I could have gotten him some socks. He ain't throw his whole career for some socks, man. I got you, bro. My church actually gives socks away for new members. When you go, you're a new member, you stand up, new member, you get a pair of socks in your little goodie bag. Pair of socks. Cool. Randall, I would have got you, bro. It's nothing. But yeah, he threw his whole career over a pair of socks. You know what I'm saying? But even he did not, bro. Joseph Randall didn't. This is for another show. And I know we don't like talking about players who ended up doing stupid stuff in life like Greg Hardy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying he's doing stupid stuff, but we just people don't like talking about him. But Joseph Randall, when he was on the field, bro, he didn't look bad, bro. He did not look bad. You know what I'm saying? And that why? It was because of that offensive line. Think about this. The Dallas Cowboys didn't even really almost value Ron Leary because we almost traded him to the Saints. A lot of people don't know that, but we declined to trade for Ron Leary to the Saints. Rolled it out with him. You know what I'm saying? So the Dallas Cowboys, man, I like the fact that the Dallas Cowboys are getting back to their roots, and their roots is, man, we have to win up front on the trenches. We have to be able to run the ball. We have to solidify that. I just, sometimes I just don't like the way you handle the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because
why you pull it out there publicly like that?
Like, it doesn't benefit you to. I always say, why piss off your best players? Like, that doesn't benefit your organization. Like stringing Zeke along and thinking, oh, is he going to get signed? And having all these weird rumors out. How does that benefit Zeke? How does that benefit you? It doesn't benefit him. If you know you love him, tell him you love him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know you love her, tell her you love her.
And it also shows West Coast that our voice matters. Because they obviously cared about the safety uproar, because the whole offseason talk was about safety, pretty much. Like, DT was the start until they got Covington. As soon as they got Covington, DT kind of went down, and then the next best need to the fans was safety.
Yeah.
So because we were so loud that they felt like sacrificing Liel was the better move, to basically say, hey, we go get rid of that guy, y'all. We getting rid of him. That's why we didn't get safety at pick 90. Trust me, it was a good move. Trust us. That, like, they literally went out their way, but at the expense of Liel, and it's like, no, you want to kind of keep him with his confidence. That's why this move was kind of so weird to me. And another thing about Liel is not obviously just his guard play, but also, and I spoke about this on the show last time, is, he chose us, and when somebody chooses you, and somebody, because he could have chose any team, he chose Dallas, because, he was declared innocent from that murder that had nothing to do with him, but it still hurt his business decision in the draft. He had no way to be drafted because he was under investigation, and it never was him. So he chose Dallas. And so it's like, I'm always concerned about his morale. Like, you want his morale up, especially in a win-now season, because we watched the morale debacle with the Lakers.
Yeah.
They was publicly trying to trade the whole team for AD. Yeah, but when you didn't get him, everybody else felt like, hey, you quit on us. You didn't believe in us. That's why this whole move is the opposite of faith that they showed in Byron Jones. So it's like, when are they going to correct this? Because the Cowboys are known for correcting. Because even when they was bringing in coaches mid-season, because it was looking like they was getting ready to get rid of Scott Linehan. Remember, they was bringing in Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Then after we start winning, they said, oh, no, we have full trust in Scott. Oh, no, it was never a question, never, even though it was obviously a question, because they like to say and put full confidence in people, but they just didn't do that in this situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And, the Dallas Cowboys, it's kind of like the same thing we were preaching about with Dak Prescott. Like, there's just, the same tactics that you use with DeMarcus Lawrence, you can't use with your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, I understand because, in business, you got to make some tough decisions. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's easier to cut through the patch than it is to walk all the way around it. You know what I'm saying? And I think the Dallas Cowboys are sometimes, they cut corners. You know what I'm saying? And, I just think the way they're handling it, I think the better move from the offset would have just put La'el Collins back at guard. But La'el Collins, they floated that idea around last year at the beginning of training camp, and La'el Collins came out pretty stringent, and refuted it, saying that how much he wanted to stay, where he was at tackle. And the Dallas Cowboys left him. Now, in my opinion, I think it's always kind of crazy when when teams are making organizations based on the needs of the player and not necessarily the needs of the team, because you got to remember, when you pay him, you're not going to be paying him on the needs of the player. You're going to be paying him on the needs of the team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't get that, how that's even news. Like, why would I even care? Like, I care less what he says about what we need as a team. And if we need as a team you to play guard, then you play guard. Because the West Coast, this is the messed up part that I didn't say on the 12 o'clock show. This is brand new. He had to go over there because of Free. He had to go to right tackle because Free retired. That was what brought him over there. So it's almost like he did what was best for the team then, but because he's not a natural fit at the right tackle as he was at left guard, Now we look at him like he never was an asset altogether.
But not necessarily though, because you got to remember we drafted Doug Free. I mean, not Doug Free. We drafted Chaz Green. Chaz Green is what I think. I think Chaz Green is more or less what put him over there, because that same when the year before he retired, we drafted Chaz Green in the 3rd round, and he just bummed out. Like, he just bummed out. Like, he just was not good. Like,
but Collins was playing the left guard until Free retired. Because remember, they paid Free, and about a month later, he retired. So
I thought he was going to come back too, to be honest with you.
They was obviously thinking, okay, our offensive line is pretty set, you know? And then he leaves and they say, okay, who's the most hybrid player that we have? At that time, it was Collins. And that's when they moved him over to right tackle. He looked at it like a raise because he like, this is what I wanted to do anyway, because if I ball out here, I'm going to get more money, you know? But really, brother, you fit better at left guard. And like you said, West Coast, it's the fact that Williams played left tackle and he played it really good at UT, you know, that he more than likely, and everybody want to see this. Everybody want to see, let's just see what it look like. We're not saying, you know, to go all in. Just at least put your toe in, Dallas. Let's look at him at right tackle, Williams. Let's look at and see. Could it be that they're both fish in water? Because right now, when they put Connor Williams at guard, he was a fish out of water. And so is obviously Collins at right tackle. They look like they more so struggling at those positions. Switch them, just like the Saints did. The Saints moved Norwell around a lot of times until they got it right. You know, because sometimes you fit better on an offensive line at a particular position.
Yeah, I currently got up right now. I got the projected starting lineup for the Dallas Cowboys. In my opinion, week 1 against the Giants. You got Michael Jeezy, 1-3. I hope he changes his number, man. I got Amari Cooper across from him. In the slot, looks like we have Allen Hurns. I apologize. Not Allen Hurns. Randall Cobb. My bad for that. Then you have Dak Prescott, obviously. Jason Witten, Blake Jarwin, Ezekiel Elliott, Jamez Olawale. On that offensive line, you got T. Smith. I got Connor Williams back at his original spot at guard. And I got Travis Frederick, Zark Martin, and Lyle Collins. Because my thing is this, man. If they do not switch Connor Williams, I mean, if they don't switch Connor Williams by, like, the first practice going back, like, I don't think they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, why say it and then not do it? So it's like the first day of practice, I think we're going to know right then if you're going to do it. Because if you did, it's like you just said that just to, like you're just creating drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, why would you open up Pandora's box? Oh, we're going to switch Connor Williams to tackle at some point. Go play guard right now. Like why, like, you know he's not going to take Tyron Smith's job. So what other job could he be? What other tackle could he be? You only play 2. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why open? It's kind of like the whole Dak Prescott's going to get an extension. And we're going to extend him. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, when you gonna do it? What's up? You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
What's up? Did I miss it? Did I not miss the email? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't be putting, like, devastating statements out there like that and not thinking there's gonna be repercussions of it. So the Dallas Cowboys, like, yo, if you're gonna switch them, first day of practice, bruh. Yo, oh no, I know. Go on that side, please. But the worst, but this is also something that sucks too. Connor Williams just put on a gang of weight. Guess what? He don't look like no tackle, bro. Like, if you look at Connor Williams right now, bro, he is built like a guard.
Yeah.
So it's like, how long is this going to, and I know that's something that people don't really think about, but it's like, that's why Tyrone Crawford, they're kind of weird, because it takes a lot to go from defensive end to defensive tackle. That's like 10, 15 pounds. You got to put the weight on, and then you got to play like a pro with 15 more weights on and be effective. That's what Tyrone Crawford's going through. That's what Connor Williams would be going through. So
yeah, he does look like a guard.
He looks 100% like a guard. So how can you say that, like, you know what I'm saying? You should have told him this, like, before he ate the cheeseburgers. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, West Coast? Jane Slater, she said it real quick. It was hard to catch. It was his exit interview. Yeah. So basically, she's saying they've been plotting on this since, ever since the season was over with, because that's when they have exit interviews. where, you know, you go talk to your players and, you know, y'all go back and forth on what could we do better, what did you think you can work on, that type of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And so it was the exit interview where they told him this. So, and then she came out with it. They picked him at 90 more than likely because they wanted her to, because she held that a very, very long time. You know what I mean? And then they reiterated it. You know, that yes, that's what we pretty much looking at doing. And they even had a press conference about it. And it was a bad look when he said, you build our offensive line by adding to it. So, and then Steven started laughing and he said Soccertarian, you know. So basically we up to something. But Jane put it out there what they up to. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, but it's at the expense of him.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. It's gonna be at the expense of, but I mean that's why I was so adamant on the fact where it's like, you know, why play around with these people, man? Like if you feel that you have no, I don't like these, let's just work on the compensatory picks. I don't like that because a compensatory pick is awarded after they played well for another team. Like that's not a guarantee. Like there's no guarantee.
You'll get a third.
Like people just be thinking, we'll just get the compensatory. No, you're only gonna get the compensatory. The only reason why we got a compensatory pick for Ron Leary is because he played well when he went to Denver. If he would have bombed out, or if he would have just been average, we wouldn't have got the 4th round pick that we were able to use to pick Dak Prescott. That would not have happened. That was happened because he played well. You know what I'm saying? That's what the compensatory pick, that's what I think that's like the biggest misconception that people have. I think people think they just, you lose a big time player, you get a pick. No, that's not how it works. And you don't get that pick until the following year.
Right.
So, I mean, it's like you don't even get the benefit until 2020. 2021. So, I mean, like, that's not, in my opinion, I think it just makes it's more beneficial if you are already going to put it out there that we're gonna move Connor Williams to tackle. Move him now.
Right,
do it now. Do it now.
Because let's see it now. We gotta see it now.
Let's see it fail. If it's gonna fail, let's see it fail in now. I got all the time in the world to fail. And then think about this: at $9.5 million, that's what Lyle Collins is the difference. What you have to sell West Coast is not that, we need Lyle Collins for this run we're about to go on. No, that's not what you need to sell me on. What you need to sell me on is how much of a monetary difference it is between Lyle Collins at $9.5 million and Connor Williams on a 2nd round draft pick contract worth about $2.5 million. And now I got a 3rd round pick and I'm gonna tell you which is the catalyst. I'm going to tell you what the kicker is. And what makes Jerry Jones think this can work is that 2 people got to move. And he already know for sure that he can drop anybody into that guard position and they'll be damn near an upgrade. Want to know why? Because he did it in the middle of the season last year with Xavier Sulafule. Never played on our line. We dropped him in there and he was decent for a game or 2. You know what I'm saying? So that confidence alone, in my opinion, has Jerry Jones to be like, do I think Connor McGowan can be as good as Xavier and Connor Williams playing guard? I think so, because they were both average. So can I put a 3rd round pick there and he play average? Probably. Okay, so I'll throw him over there. All right, so now I have the thoughts of how much of a play difference is it from Connor Williams and Lyle Collins? Because if it's like this much, I'll pay $9 million. But Boss Cowboy, if it's only like this much, or even like this much, that $9 million is looking really, really big right now. And that's how business is done.
Yeah, and they have leverage to do him like that for right tackle. His right tackle is not amazing at all.
No.
Like a lot of people go off on the play that Dak messed up when he fumbled the ball versus the Redskins. But people forget the play before that, Dak and Cole converted a 1st down. It was holding. That's what moved them back. And when they was in that end zone, Dak was forcing it because he was feeling like, I got to try to get us back in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not giving Dak a pass for forcing it, But let's forget, he's converted. So it's a case to take his money at right tackle. But what's unfortunate to me is you got potential for him to where you'll say he's fully worth that money at left guard, and it improves our team.
Yeah.
And he might not even get the chance. He might not even get the chance to show it. So a lot of us, we just want to see it. Just like they admitted with Byron Jones, we messed you up. Yes, you was the team player. You did the big man thing. You was good to us. We let go of 3 starters. Okay, 4: Carr, Wilcox, Church, and Mo Claiborne.
All in the same year.
And we drafted 2 corners. We needed those rookies out there. We put them out there. We trusted you as a hybrid to go play safety. We failed you. They admitted to it. Why can't they admit to this? Hey, man, you was better. You was better when you was going out pulling on Bobby Wagner and you took him out. And you took out, on top of that, Earl Thomas. And people say, oh, that's one play. I guarantee when other people are watching that film and they see Collins pull and take out 2 All-Pros, it's more than just one play. It's a message.
Yeah, that's true.
God, you already hitting that, hey, this guy's nothing to us. We already pretty much got him out the door. If you already hitting like that, it's like you're not getting the full advantage. The only thing we got right now, West Coast, is hopefully this put a fire under him. Hopefully this say, y'all got me messed up. Y'all gonna literally put my name out there in the media and basically act like I'm fired a year later. Okay, I'm gonna show you. That's the only thing we got, and he might only be able to show it at right tackle. We all want to see, man, what can he do if we put him at left guard and put Collins at right tackle, and let's play it out.
Yeah, I think everybody. I think that's everybody's. I mean, it's not even that we want to see it. We know what's going to happen because we already know what's going to happen. It's going to happen. It should be a result of what we had. When he played guard. You know what I'm saying? He was pulling all over the place.
It should be better because he got league experience. He was green.
His rookie year, he was nasty though, man.
Yeah, he was nasty. See, and we all know this. When is the biggest pro game on a pro football player?
The second year.
The second year. So we was already very impressed with him out the gate. Very, right? Very. He had the best highlights of the whole offensive line. Period. It wasn't even close in 2015. And we talking about with true all-pros right beside him. He was clearly in the best highlight machine. I'm not saying
he's the reason why we moved on from Ron Leary. We
moved on, and we didn't even question it. We was by Leary for a rookie. But he never got that second year like Byron got at corner.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I don't want to be that fan that say, well, Dallas stubborn, they not going to do it. Well, they wasn't stubborn with Byron Jones. They came to themselves with Byron Jones. So why can't they use that same thinking that made one of their players an all-pro? Why can't you take that same thought that you put on Byron Jones at work and put that same optimism on Liel?
I think something else that the DBs have in their favor is they got Chris Richard advocating for them. You know what I'm saying? The offensive line coaching job has went through some changes. I mean, in the last season, we didn't see 3. We seen the one that quit, we seen the one that fired, and we got the one now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can only imagine the direction that they've been going. They've been probably trying to focus more on technique instead of trying to get in different positions. And that was probably a reason why Lyle Collins didn't want to switch back to guard too. He's probably thinking like, why I'm going to switch back? I don't even have a coach that's going to, put me in the right position. Or maybe he just felt more confident that, staying where he was in target and that in the maybe he had more confidence in just staying where he was, at the guard position. at the tackle position. You know what I'm saying? So, I try to hang my hat on this statement, man. And this statement that Stephen Jones said, man. And Stephen Jones said it, man, before we cut to a commercial break. Stephen Jones said it, man. He said that, our job is to get the best 5 offensive linemen on the field at all times. That's what he said. And I try to believe that Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones would never lie to me, but SOCOT, Scouts, serious Cowboy fans out to uncover truth. We are proof that they will tell a fib. But we got OG in the house, man. We got Mark Holmes from YouTube, man. I know y'all saw the show we did earlier today. It's all on the YouTube. I appreciate you guys, man. Mark Holmes is the GOAT of Cowboy talk football over there on YouTube, man. So it was such an honor to be on the page, be on the show today. We are actually going to be doing the West Coast, the East Coast, the official first West Coast going to Washington, man. Actually, it's Washington, Maryland. It's like 3 different cities all in one area. I'm getting hip to the game. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to be going to the Washington Redskins, Cowboys versus Washington Redskins games. And we're trying to make this an annual game. Why? Because the Dallas Cowboys go to Washington every single year. So we're going to try to make this like an annual trip. But this year going to be the first one. So make sure if you guys are interested in coming out, you inbox your boy West Coast. But, when we get back from off commercial break, we had a couple people that were actually asking. They were actually asking about what do we think, that would going to be the difference in 2019 as far as the scheme wise? Do we feel that we're going to see a difference type of offense? Are we going to be using Jason Garrett's playbook? Is that even how it works in football? But we're going to talk about that as soon as we get right back from commercial break. 2019 Dallas Cowboys season is only a few months from kicking off. But this year, let's do things a little different. Instead of just watching games at home or just going to a game, let's actually experience our Dallas Cowboys, just like West Coast does. Cowboys Experience is my one-stop shop for all my Cowboys game day weekends. Their packages are all inclusive, including 2 nights hotel accommodation. We'll pick you up and drop you off at the airport and game. Want to hang out and get autographs from current and former Cowboy greats like Drew Pearson? If you're ready to experience the Dallas Cowboys like no other, make sure you inbox West Coast or go to Cowboys. What's up with you guys? So we're back in the hat, man. Sorry about that. I got a little giddy with my finger and hit the button. But, we're back up in here, man. And we were just it's funny, man, because even on commercial breaks, we're supposed to take those time to kind of talk and, kind of get some water and chill for like 30, 40 seconds. But we end up sitting right here talking about Cowboy football, man. And we were still talking about my boy, Willie said, so why not give Lyle Collins that year to prove himself instead of putting that news out there that he's going to be moved or gone? Willie, I'm going to be honest with you, bruh. I don't know. That's that whole last 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know, Willie.
Like that was the whole purpose of that whole, we was live 43 minutes. That whole 35 minutes, that we just talked about, that was the point of that we don't know. Like, I don't know. Why wouldn't you just do that? You know what I'm saying? Because it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper. Like, you really, to me, you want to know what you got. Like, at least with Lewis and the Wuze, if we decided to move on from Byron Jones, who was not brought up, if we decided to move on from him, at least you can say we've watched tape of those guys play good football. So they have pro experience. I heard Will McClay say today, he said it's a difference between projection and production. So it's like, I want to see.
You know what that means? That means he's been watching our show, bruh.
Well, I hope so. I hope so, because it's true. I mean, it's true, because I first heard that from you. But, yeah, like, that's our projection, like, because it sounds pretty. It sounds so clean. But remember, that's the same thing they was thinking on receiver by committee. It's going to be perfect. I mean, we're going to be able to get rid of Dez. He was a headache guy. And, we're going to be able to bang, 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 spread it out. Because, Dak doesn't have any favorites anyway. And so with these bunch of average guys, it's going to work. It didn't work, because when you put it on, like, it looks good on paper, but I want to see and know for sure Connor Williams played a damn good right tackle before we just fire this guy, because if you have to pay him, you have to pay him. Like, don't just say they ain't got the money. Like, okay, so you can fire that guy, and that guy. You don't have to just put it out, because you could also.
I mean, and if you think like this, bro, if I got to pay somebody $14 million next year, I'd rather play La'el Collins $14 million over Byron Jones any day. I said, bro, if I got to pick between paying La'el Collins $14 million or Byron Jones $14 million, I'm paying La'el Collins.
Oh, no doubt.
So I want y'all to know we're definitely okay with paying La'el Collins. But my boy, but see, I like it. I like it when my scout like Tony, who be watching faithfully on the show, and Tony will remind you of your own points. And he made this point: with our line already taking up 30% of our cap in his contract going up, it's gonna be hard to hang on into him. You know these dudes ball out contract year. That's the obvious. And guess what I always say? A lot of times the best answer is the most obvious answer, and that's obvious. Very, very obvious. You know what I'm saying? Great points. Man, your cap is your offensive line is already at 30%. And think about this. You're at 30%, and I'm not putting no shade, but you're at 30%, which is probably one of the higher in the NFL, because I don't know any other offensive line who has 3 All-Pros on it, but I also don't know any other offensive line that gave up 56 sacks last year either. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, one of our All-Pros won on that line. But guess what? That don't matter because we still had to pay him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, those are concepts and those are thoughts that are feeling. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's any mistake that Mitch Hyatt got drafted. I don't, and I don't think, and this is a touchy subject that we haven't talked about. We was going to talk about Jason Garrett and the expectations, but I want to stay on this offensive line because this offensive line is good. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I think a lot of people are under the impression that in football you go in and you think about what's the best case scenario. No, you'll lose your business going into business thinking that the best case scenario is always going to happen. You'll lose your business if you go into business thinking that the best case scenario is going to happen 80% of the time. You'll probably lose your business if you go into business thinking the best case scenario is going to happen 40 to 50% of the time, because that's not what happens. Life happens. The people who have the best businesses, who have the businesses that grow, are the ones who get in front of the wave. Like Warren Buffett said. He said the billionaires are just the people who got in front of the wave. The millionaires are the ones who are riding it. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So having a contingency plan, being in front of something before it happens. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times that was like the default of Scott Linehan in that Atlanta game, giving up 8 sacks. Did we get blew out that game? No, we didn't.
We were still in it.
Late in the third quarter, bro, I'm at the game. Me and Big James sitting by each other, just like bruh, just going crazy. Giving up 8 sacks late in the third quarter, we're still in the game.
Yeah, with 8 sacks.
Nothing, but no contingency plan.
There was no contingency plan. Yeah, it really wasn't.
So my thing is this. That's why I say on Dallas Cowboys Scouting, man, we got to come up with the 10 commandments of listening to Boss Cowboy and West Coast, and that is this. We're gonna spend. This is probably rule number 3. We're gonna implement the 80-20 rule. Well, we're going to talk about 80% of the time. Well, we're gonna spend 20% of the time talking about what could possibly happen if everything happened right. If everything happened right, the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. Like let's talk about what the flight's going to look like. But we're going to spend 80% of our time focusing on what in the hell could happen wrong. Because I'm going to tell you, every single year, something happens wrong. Every single year, a major player goes down. It doesn't matter. It's not about who, it's about how we adapt to it. 2017, Zeke. 2016, Tony Romo. 2018, Travis Frederick.
2017, Tyron Smith and Zeke.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to go down. How do you adjust to it? That's why I'm saying, so commandment number 3. We gotta spend more time building our contingency plan. What happens if we have a situation where like Travis Frederick isn't at his best and you have a guy like Looney? Man, I'm gonna tell you right now. Was it Charles? My guy Charles, who is our offensive line. I'm gonna call him a guru because as soon as you call someone a guru, y'all start attacking him. So I'm going to call him our consultant, our offensive line consultant. He is an active coach right now. You know what I'm saying? He is living and pursuing his dreams, all right? So I asked him this question earlier on the show. What would you do between between Travis Fredericks and Joe Looney? And you know what he said? Man, you have to do a competition. Man, Boss Cowboy, elaborate on that a little bit, man.
Yeah, and he was saying that I would try to play both sides. I would go to both and say we both need you. Because when you even start looking at touching a Frederick, if I'm trying to really think like the Cowboys, if you even think about touching Frederick, you can do that without leaking concerns about Frederick. Because you're going to get major backlash for touching Frederick. You have to say something is wrong to me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it becomes real clear to you, he is not himself. Oh my God. As he's practicing, you know how you get those.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not going to be till late in OTAs. You want to know why? Because remember, we didn't know that Travis Frederick wasn't healthy when he was out pads. It was when they started doing one-on-ones. One-on-ones is like going into the preseason schedule.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna like let's be real. Like West Coast, I could be out there looking good with them boys. You know what I'm saying? But when we get into them pads, that's where everything gets divided. When Antoine Woods, a nobody wearing number 67, stood him up, everybody knew something was up. Even Travis Frederick knew something was up because I didn't even know Travis Frederick was a cusser until he cussed Antoine Woods out. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that about him. I thought he was, good, wholesome guy. I mean, he probably is still, but I didn't know he was a cusser. He said, "I'd kick you."
Frederick is like a bully in a good way.
Did you hear what he said? "I'd kick you." That's what he told him.
I mean, the best thing to ever watch in your life is Frederick one-on-one when he's healthy.
Yeah. So he a dog. He a dog.
But if he's not that dog, and I know I got to play Looney, and I know that that guy we just drafted at 90, that's probably the real reason they drafted him, to really be honest. They might still have low-key doubts about Frederick. Because like you said, man, with most people, they take about 2 years to come back from that. And we in win-now mode. And they had to think quality insurance. You're right, they had to. Because, okay, you lose Frederick, that's bad. Now if you lose Looney, your season over.
Yeah, it is.
Your season over. So that might be a low-key thing that they keep it to themselves. Like, we got a real, close eye on Frederick. But if I was in that situation, and what my boy was saying, he would try to pump up both, and I agree with that. But, because see, just remember the backlash on Dan Bailey. It was major backlash on Dan Bailey. So, because the fan base, we carry a very big stick to the Cowboy organization. They care about what we think. So the first thing I do is leak out that Frederick is having some problems and some issues, and then start giving that rotation in there so that the fans will know why we're looking at a bigger competition between Looney and Frederick.
Yeah.
If you just do it, yeah, it'll be major backlash.
I got top fan August says you can't worry about the unknown. I'm gonna be honest with you, in football, that's actually you better. Like, honestly though, that's actually the difference, I think, between the coaches who make it in the NFL and the coaches who don't. You know what I'm saying? Because
the ones with the contingency plan.
Exactly. Like, how can you be successful if this happen? Because every year, like, you always hear this statement, and like people just say, whatever when they hear it. But it's so true. Injuries are a part of the game. Like, they're a part of the game. Like, every year, something's gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to be good at your contingency plan. Like, what happens when it doesn't go your way? You know what I'm saying? Are you able to make plays? Are you able to go from there?
Let me say something on
Go ahead.
I feel like a lot of people blame, and they say Dak fell off when they lost Zeke in 2017. That's actually not true. Who really made Dak fall off in 2017 was the loss of Tyron Smith with Chaz Green and Bell as his backup. That's what killed Dak. You know, and they learn from that. That's why they prioritize thinking about the worst. Like you said, they can't worry about the worst. No, they are worried about the worst. That's why they went and signed Cam. And then they
also signed Marcus Martin.
And then they gave him another 2-year contract.
They also signed Marcus Martin too, but he got hurt before he came to training camp. Well, at training camp.
So I mean, because it changed your whole quarterback, it changed your whole offense.
Yeah,
it changed it. So like, if they not thinking about the contingency plans and what else, they look, because they learned from 2015, right? We went in without a super good backup for Romo. We saw what happened, 4-12.
And we had 5 different quarterbacks.
What did they do in 2016? Drafted Dak. Wow, they was thinking we need a quality backup in case Romo go down. It worked. We won 11 straight games in 13. You know, so it's thinking about the contingencies that can save your season.
Look at LVE. A lot of y'all don't know LVE is a contingency plan. Because that's why people like myself fell over. Leighton Vander I fell, bam, hit the ground. Shout out to my boy Mike Zappi, who was there to say, West Coast, get up, it's going to be okay. I know a little bit about this guy. I'm going to tell you something. Because I fell out, man. I was live. Y'all saw me with it. But I mean, why? Because I'm thinking, well, how are we drafting a contingency plan? And you got Ridley right there. And guess what? That contingency plan about to be goddamn an all-pro. You know what I'm saying? We drafted him to play in case Sean Lee went down. What happened? Sean Lee went down.
Right.
That's a contingency plan.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And actually, it worked out perfectly. I mean, and think about this. Chaz Green was supposed to. The Cowboys have been doing contingency plans because if you look throughout their draft, it's kind of salt and peppered and watered in there. You know what I'm saying? Like that Chaz Green was also, a contingency plan. Someone that they brought in that they knew Doug Free was going to be leaving at some point. They thought they would usher him in. The only difference is, man, Chaz Green was just, I don't know, man. It
just never worked out. And see, Chaz Green messed it up for a lot of people. You know why?
Why messed it up?
Because they was like, they messed him up moving him from guard to tackle. They messed him up moving him tackle to guard. So if he would have just played, Chaz Green still had fans all the way to the end. All the way to the end. And they swear it was moving him that messed him up. It's all kind of guards and tackles that get moved around and they finally fit somewhere because sometimes you're just a better fit at a certain position.
Yeah, my boy Kerry says you fell out when we gave up the one for Coop as well, but it grew on me. Okay, I think he's talking about some other stuff. All right, so Willie says, unless someone on the line goes down, Collins is probably going to get the short end of the stick. Just like most jobs, they let you work all day and then fire you. Or at least half a day, like you told you when the worker came to work. Yeah. Hey, that's true, though. They at least let you work at least 2-3 hours before they get in there and fire you. Like, they're not going to come in to work early, to let you go. You know what I'm saying?
But, hey, West Coast, look, man, I want to say this, man.
Shoot.
I don't want us to be subject just to our moves that the front office making. We just be like, oh, well, they're going to just cut him. It's like, I want us to, literally fight back on some of this stuff. Because if we going by that logic, well, he's gone, he costs too much. Well, let's look at all the costly players that's on our team and see who's more valuable. Let's try right now, West Coast, just real quick. Is Collins more valuable? Not Collins. Is Crawford more valuable than La'el Collins?
To us?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I say no, too.
Yeah, heck no. He's on the
Is Zeke more important than La'el Collins?
Yes.
Yes, I would say yes to that. So obviously he's at the top. Is Byron? Because I'm just naming people that's coming up to be paid. Is Byron Jones more important than La'el Collins, given where the team is right now?
Is Byron Jones? No.
I say no too, because I feel like we have great depth and we just drafted well in that position.
I'm gonna tell you something that your boy said, something and that our consultant said earlier too, that just kind of blew my mind away and just solidified that I'm telling you guys, do not buy La'el Collins jerseys. Do not buy La'el Collins jerseys unless your name is Collins, last name too. Do not buy La'el Collins jerseys. When he hit me to the game and he told me that La'el Collins right now is already the 7th highest paid tackle, I was like, bro, he's gone.
See, I'm not out on him yet, though, West Coast.
But I'm just saying, I understand that, but bro, you're already the 7th?
Yeah.
You're already the 7th highest paid. And so that means on the next contract, I'm about to pay you like Like you're the top 3, because I mean, bro, come on now. Anything that he gets,
that's how it works.
yeah, let's just say it. Anything that he gets is gonna put him in the top 5 tackles in the NFL. Is Lyle a top 5 tackle in the NFL? No.
No.
But is he? I want to ask you a question right now. Is Lyle Collins is he the 7th best tackle in the NFL? No. But is he getting paid like it? Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I know, like, man, this is our last year with Lyle Collins. It's just about, do the Dallas Cowboys want to rip that Band-Aid off now and get something for it, or do you just want to hope that he balls out for another team and you get a compensatory pick in 2021?
See, that's the thing I hate West Coast right there, is that he's gone because of how he played tackle. I'm like, would it be worth it, that same money, if you put him at guard and he ball? And plus, you see what I'm saying? And you got leverage at guard, because you can do him like you did Tate. Hey man, great season, love you, but it was just fun. So we're gonna have to tag you to see if you do it again. You see what I'm saying? That's what you can do at guard. At tackle, he's gone. I agree. And another reason why I would say he's gone is because Cam played statistically right around the same for way less.
And he started 16 games.
So that's not projection. That's actual performance. You know what I mean?
He played 16 games.
Yeah, and played in the Super Bowl. So it's like, you can't pay one guy, crumbs for the same play that you playing a guy type 7 and at the right tackle position. You just can't do it. So,
but can I tell you something? Can I gotta pee in your yogurt real quick, man? I'm gonna tell you something.
Oh man,
I'm sorry, I gotta pee in your yogurt.
Go for it. That don't sound right though.
If you put Lyle Collins at guard, you are for sure gonna lose him. You wanna know why? Because he is going behind Ezekiel Elliott. Lyle Collins is going to look like a god. He is going to look like the best guard in all the NFL. Can you imagine Lyle Collins and Zeke running down the field? He is going to look like a god. So, and that's what I'm saying. Bro, when that happens, you know what's going to happen? Somebody's going to bite the cheese. Somebody's going to bite the chease. $16 million. Come on over. Bro.
Just like we did with Tank.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but you can.
Like, Tank was not on the radar at all until he did what he did.
Bruh, somebody's going to bite the cheese.
And your point is perfect. It didn't piss him a yogurt. You actually, gave me a shot of cognac in my cup. You know what I'm saying? You gave me a good shot to the head, to the point. That's what we want. We want the same guard who made Knock-Knee McFadden look all world.
Look godly.
Knock-Knee old. Remember, he was a 10-year vet. And that old man looked amazing with Collins pulling for him. So, to your point, Zeke behind that same monster that's just smashing into guys and just demoralizing guys in that middle, with Zeke behind him, would take him off the bust list. Just like who else was on the bust list? Tank was on that list. There was somebody else that was on the bust list. Byron Jones last year was on the bus list. And all of them now are in the payday category because they were moved. Well, not Tank, he wasn't moved, but you know what I mean. They balled. And I do want that. I want that problem. I want the problem is, damn, you played too good.
Hey, I got to play the infamous Lyle Collins play against the Green Bay. I'm gonna try to find that Seattle Seahawks play, but bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, if you put Ezekiel Elliott with Lyle Collins at guard and Zach Martin at guard, and he's rushing for 2,000 yards, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, he's great. He's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. In order for you to rush for that, like those big yards like that, you gotta have good play, good pulling. Like, he basically escorted him to the safety.
Bro, it'll be unfair, man. Like, that's why I'm really pushing it so hard. A lot of people like Marcus, they're not going to do it. Shut up. It's like, no, I'm not setting up about it. Because let me tell you what somebody told me, West Coast. And I was in the entrepreneurship school and I was at the University of Houston. And there was this guy, he came in, he had a software company. He was a big-time entrepreneur, multi-millionaire type guy. And he said, the guys I can't stand? And, we all like, who, Mr. Millionaire, who? Like, who can you stand? He said, I can't stand those guys that watch you mess up and say, I knew it. I knew it. He said, tell me now. Don't worry about hurting my feelings. Tell me now if you feel like I'm making a wrong decision. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Don't let me walk into a hole.
I'm saying I want the problem of Zeke giving us too many yards. And I'm going to send you that Collins pulling on Green Bay. I got it. I'll pull it up.
No, I got it up right now. It's already it's showing right now.
Green Bay to Seattle where he take out Bobby and
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to find it. My boy says okay guys, but would you trade Lyle Collins to the Raiders for Carl Joseph? I put out a video and I kind of gave you guys my thoughts on it. My thing is this: it's not about would I trade Lyle Collins to the Raiders. The real decision is this: the exact same question that you need to ask about Byron Jones, because it's the exact same question. Do you think the Cowboys are going to pay them? It's not about do I want them to do it. It's do you think the Cowboys are going to pay them? When it's all in the media, you know, I mean, in my opinion, boosting your offensive line up to 36%, 35%, I don't know if the Cowboys are going to do that, especially with investing a third-round pick, you know, in an offensive lineman. I don't think they're going to do that. So my question is this. I am about, you know, why didn't we I saw Beasley walk out of my door for nothing. They gave him $10 million. You're going to tell me that a team that values Cole Beasley at $10 million wouldn't have gave you something? Now, obviously, we couldn't have traded him this year, but I'm just saying he was younger last year. You know what I'm saying? So I would think he'd be more valuable last year. You know what I'm saying? I seen Dez Bryant. We see Dez Bryant walk out of our building with nothing but an attitude. That's it. We didn't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? I seen Tony Romo walk out of my organization, get nothing. And we still are needing stuff, needing. Well, bruh, if we need stuff, all right, you know what I'm talking about? Like, if I got it, you can borrow it. But if I ain't got it, you can't borrow it.
Yeah.
Like, this is what it is. Like, bruh, like, how are we here talking about we need safeties and we need this and that, and we got top-end commodities walking out your door for nothing? That makes no sense. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. If we would have really handled our business right in now, we did good in free agency. Don't take me wrong. But if we would have did some other things that I think we could have did, we wouldn't even have to trade back in this draft.
Hey, another thing, too, really quick on why they not going to do that, because it's like articles are being put out there about safety because they know we still hanging on to safety. First of all, if we was going to get a safety, and if safety really was a priority,
they would have had one.
It would have happened this draft. It was impossible to fall to us as good as it did, and it still did. So that's number one. Number two, and the big one, is Will McClay said today, he said, safety was the top to fans. What is that saying? We believe in what we got in here.
But they weren't. But we got to remember this. Like, they weren't telling us that though. Like, Stephen Jones was saying something totally different.
Yeah,
like,
they used it as a pump fake.
You wrote a whole article on it.
But now that it's done, now that the draft is over with, they pretty much telling you it never was a need to us. We felt like we was okay. Like, Will McClay literally said it like this. He said we was already top 5 with him.
He said we won 10 to 11 games last year. His exact words were,
that's coming from the man.
Hey, listen, he said we won 10 to 11 games last year with Jeff Heath as our starting safety. That's how they feel about safety. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we've been telling y'all Jeff Heath was gonna start. But it's all good. We let it go. Let it go, boss. I know, but let it go. I know.
Okay, I'm gonna let it go.
Because we've been telling y'all Jeff Heath was going to start.
Almost.
Like, we've been telling you he was going to start. You know what I'm saying? Like, they love Jeff Heath. They feel that they have invested so much into Jeff Heath. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jeff Heath is like that bad kid that just be bad, and then finally something small clicks, and then you see production. And then you didn't work so much with them that you're like, dang, do I really want to get rid of him? Why? Because I didn't put so much into it. Like, some of the moms that be watching, that's why some of y'all husbands don't want to get rid of that car that's in their garage. Why? Because they didn't work. So I don't care if it's been sitting, he ain't worked on it in 3 years. That don't mean nothing. He didn't put 50, 60, 70 hours of his life into it. He don't want to throw that away.
So, West Coast, when I say this, I mean it. Whenever I see anything about safety, I disregard it. I just do. And I've been like that, huh, West Coast? I've been like that. Everybody was safety, throwing you. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it could have happened if they said if Tristan Hill wouldn't have been there, it would have happened. That's what they said.
Right.
I mean, you know how it is in the Cowboys.
I don't believe it.
All right.
Because, see, I believe they was thinking like we've been saying. They've been thinking that they're good enough at safety.
Shannon says, name me some games that we lost because of safety play. Don't ask West Coast that game because I can give you guys some. I can say that Houston game on that final play. I can say you that Seattle game on that dig route. I can tell you that Rams game when Todd Gurley broke out. Let's just say we can always improve. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you this though. There's only 3 times in a year this year where we actually lost because of one specific thing. Every game that we lost was a combination of stuff. Yeah. Like the offensive line wasn't playing good. The receivers was
playing bad.
Yeah, like it was a combination. There's only 3 games that we lost because we just got manhandled. I'm gonna tell you what those games were: Tennessee, Colts, and the goddamn Rams game. 270, 126, and 110, I think.
Yep.
And think about this. We played the number 1 rushing team in rushing team. You know what the number 1 rushing team in the NFL was? The Seattle Seahawks. Who would have got? Who would have thought? We played them well.
And handled them.
But guess what happened? You know what we ran into in LA? It wasn't that we ran into a better team. We ran into a coach that's identified a weakness. And then you know what they also identified? Cowboys had no contingency plan for running up the middle with C.J. Anderson.
Yeah.
They don't have. Want to know why? Because Dayton Jones was chill. I mean, I was kicking it with Dayton Jones right now, so I knew he couldn't go out there and play.
Yeah, and I think Ross wasn't active.
Ross was not active. He wasn't active.
So, like, really, what got us was attrition. That's what got us injuries. Like, it wasn't the talent that was out. Well, it wasn't the lack of talent. It was just that we didn't have enough. And then when we put people out there, they just weren't good enough. Yep. Like, remember, we had Reed out there playing in a key game in the playoffs, and he was a practice squad player. That's how down we were injury-wise.
He wasn't even 2 weeks before that. He wasn't even active. And this is no shade on Reed because that lets you know how far Rob Marinelli will reach into the bucket. Like, honestly, if you a D tackle, I would be trying. If I'm barely in the NFL, I'm trying to go to the Cowboys because I know I got a legitimate shot to play over there if I can really play. You know what I'm saying? Because a guy who was in shirt and shimmels 2 weeks before that is playing in a playoff game on the road.
And Will McClay said something today in his interview that confirmed what we've been saying on this show, too. I said during the draft, I said the reason why they picked Hill is because they've been giving Rod for so long the bottom of the barrel. And it was like this draft, they finally said, you was right. We was wrong. We going with what you say.
Yeah, that's why you had Reed playing in the playoff. Number 51. That's why he was playing.
Look at that. They saw Ross out, Reed out. Woods had the shoulder to the injury. Remember?
Yeah, he should. Woods should not even came back in the game.
That's either gone or not 100%. And the Rams just got us. They just got us. So there's no coincidence why most of the draft was B-ends, and we stacked that D tackle right now. It's no coincidence, and because they thinking going in late next time we going late, we gonna have more than enough. And he said that. He said, and we said that on this show without confirming it from Will. We said it on this show. We said that they finally said, you know what, we gonna go and get you what you want, Rod, because you was right. And that's what they did this draft. They went in there when all of us, I know I was not West Coast. I know I was like, don't pass up on that quality offense that's gonna be sitting there.
Yeah.
A lot of offense was sitting there, and I was upset. But looking at it from their point of view and looking at it from they had to be stacked at that position, I'm not even really mad anymore that they overstocked at that position because they thinking we want to get right back to where we were, except instead of having 3, we want to have 6.
Yeah, and think about this. That wasn't even the first time we played C.J. Anderson. First time we played C.J. Anderson was week 1 when he played for North Carolina Panthers. And guess what? He didn't have nearly that day. Why? Because we had a fresh defensive line.
Fresh.
Come week 17, 16, 17, 18, week 18, 17 weeks later, Guess what? That same defensive line is totally different. Now y'all don't even know that's a totally different running back. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. I think the two worst games where you can see that the Cowboys had no contingency plan was the Atlanta Falcons game, and this Rams game. These teams found one kink and they exploited the hell out of it. And guess what? Neither side, whether it be on defense, I think Rod Marinelli tried to do it, but he just didn't have the bodies.
He didn't.
He didn't have the bodies. He didn't have the bodies to do it. In that Atlanta game, that was coaching.
That was coaching.
Because there's stuff you can do. You could have chipped. You could have. Jason Witten, like, come on, man. How many passes is Jason Witten really catching? He's not really catching more? Okay, Jason Witten, sorry, bruh, but you're going to be blocking the rest of the game. You know what I'm saying? Don't even try to go out for the pass. Just block. Like, how many passes are we really throwing to him? Not many. So why can't he block? You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Totally.
So, like, that's what I'm saying. It's simple stuff like that. You could have just totally told him, hey, you know what? You guys win. We're going to go jumbo package. Bring in a 6th offensive line. You know what I'm saying? We run the ball. How does that not help you? How does that not hurt you?
Yeah.
But we had no contingency plan. So, I mean, this draft, in my opinion.
I'm going to push back just a little bit on
Go ahead.
A little bit, because I'm also being technical. I think it was no contingency plan for the Rams. We just didn't have enough.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
I'm really not pushing back. I'm also being technical. Because
he didn't have the bodies.
We needed ADT. They're not even looking at it like we needed ADT. You know what they really saying? We needed multiple DTs.
Yeah.
It's not about ADT. But that's why they went so hard on defensive in this draft. Why? They trying to push Crawford inside and say, stay there this time. We're not doing that hybrid mess with you.
Yeah.
We need you for the trenches, and we need you to stay there.
Absolutely, because Tyrone Crawford, without that 10 or 15 pounds, is not going to be effective on the inside. Like, that's just real. You know what I'm saying? And so he's built like a defensive end right now. So, and going later into his career, too, you know, I know he's, you know, shout out to Crawford, man, because he's a huge team player, because he's never griped or moaned about it. He's always tried to go out there and perform. You know what I'm saying? My boy. Hey, somebody also said, in that Rams game, it was also some the linebackers. The linebackers were lost. I'm gonna tell you why the linebackers were lost. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they had a guard and a running back in their face. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. It wasn't to me even the linebackers.
Like, I don't believe that linebackers would play better if they're, linebackers are not. Our linebackers are not built. I said this earlier, and I think you guys need to really, really understand this. Our linebackers are not built to take on guards and fullbacks. They're not. Jalen Smith does not have the body of a Khalil Mack. He has the body of almost like a safety. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Late LVE.
You could stop. Those linebackers could have stopped that game if you can stop a tidal wave.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like Jalen Smith and LVE.
It was a surge. It was like Reed wasn't enough in the middle. He
Absolutely.
was demolished. Like, what can you do when you LVE? When I say, just make that guy be still. Then every time that guy's 5 yards pushed into you.
Yeah, there's no way, bro. Like LVE is not. I'm gonna tell you right now, LVE is going to get killed or hurt taking on guards consistently. So to be honest with you, like building your defensive tackle, that's what it does. It stops that y'all gotta watch Game of Thrones, man, because I be wanting to use some Game of Thrones analogy, man, and I be thinking y'all don't be there with me. Like season, like this past weekend, man, when they just sent they sent I forget what, not the Degrassis, but what was they called, the dudes on the horses. They sent them out there first, and they just got smacked up and killed.
The Dothraki.
The Dothraki. They just got smacked up. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like your offensive. Your defensive line is that first protection. Like they're gonna stop the guard so that your linebacker is taking on the running back. And to be honest with you, you don't even really want your linebacker taking on running backs. Your linebacker is supposed to be taking on tight ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, defensive tackles are supposed to be taking on running backs.
They getting 2 for 1, right? So if they easily beat up Reed, like if they just turn Reed and just get rid of him.
Got a free shot at LVE. Bow.
They coming straight for LVE. Like, they getting a 2 for 1 at every position.
Yeah.
It's like, so...
And I believe Boss Cowboy, that's part of the reason why they wanted Sean Lee in over LVE also, because in that, and if I'm gonna have someone just constantly slamming their body into a linebacker, you know what? LVE, go sit down. Sean Lee, I love you, but I need you to go run into this brick wall real quick.
Yeah, man, because from my eyes, and I'm a very optimistic person, but from my eyes, it was over by the second quarter. And I said it too. I said this game over and it's not having faith in my Cowboys. We couldn't stop the run. Whenever they're getting 5 and 6 a pop, that game is over.
Yeah, it is.
It's over. So
they're getting first down after first down after
first down, and then you wearing on them. You just wearing on that defense.
And now your linebackers are like this.
Yeah, it's like taking body shots. Eventually, you gonna get dropped,
and nobody wants to cover.
Yeah, so and then I think also Lee, people got mad when Lee was put in the game. I think Lee was a smart changer because he had the mind to anticipate better.
And I'm be honest with you, if I need, like I said, also look at their bodies. If I have a guy, think about this. Who do you think is going to make a sure tackle on CJ Answered? LVE? And I'm not just saying one time, multiple times, because the Rams just kept on running it. And when they didn't run it with CJ, they ran it with Todd Gurley. So who do you want consistently just running their body into a running back or into a fullback? Sean Lee. Why? Because his body's bigger. Like LVE is not built the same way Sean Lee is. LVE is built like a tight end almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I understand, and that's why I want you guys to really think about this. Like the defense, I don't think it was about them. Oh, we slumped. No, we didn't slump in that Rams game. Woods went down, and our life changed. Like the game was different when Woods went down.
No Ross, no Jones, no Irvin. That's 4. Collins wasn't 100%. Like, come on, man. So, like, it's no coincidence now when we look back and then we look at our depth chart and say, why is they just, like, low in that middle? Because they don't never want to see that again.
And Jerry Jones said they want an 8-man rotation. Ooh, so you know what that lets me know? That we're going to have 2 quarterbacks this year because you can't have no 8 defensive linemen. And think about this. Only, 4 of them play. You know what I'm saying? 2 only play defensive tackle. So that means
that exact same thing.
You're going to have to cut some fat.
And we will have 3 tight ends this year. We're not going 4.
Yeah, you're going to have to cut some fat somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's coming out of quarterback for sure, and it's coming out of tight end for sure.
That's 2 positions right there, guaranteed.
For sure.
That 2 extra spots that you have right there. Then you got to think.
I guarantee, if they rewinded time, they not getting rid of Jahai Wood.
No, they're not. They wouldn't have.
Nope, Jahai Wood would have been our hero that game.
Yeah. So, yeah, hey, man, but, man, we've been on, it don't even feel like it, bro, but we've been on here, we've been on here for an hour and 30 minutes, man.
Man, it's got that flu.
Hey, you know what it is? Hey, because in the back of our mind, we all know that tomorrow Friday, and we're going to be out doing our jobs, and so we know we ain't going to be live again, officially or show-wise until Sunday, so it'd be like, I never want to let you go. I want to hold you in my arms forever. I know, y'all. I don't be wanting to let go, too. So we're going to do one more question, and we're going to get the hell up out of here. Joe Trentrina, what's up from Illity? He says, so who's Dak's backup going to be? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know. Because, and it's funny because every question that we're asking kind of goes back to the offensive line. Like, I should have knew last year, but I didn't. Why? Because my offensive line was trash in the preseason game. And Colombo said, and they're like, so what if your offensive line is trash in the preseason? What does that mean, West Coast? Well, what does that mean is this. If my offensive line is trash, I can put him in there, but I can't really get a good look at my backup quarterback if he ain't getting no protection.
Nope.
Like Mike White, Cooper Rush was getting killed. So Mike White was getting dominated. He was just getting there's some people that made the team because of them play, because of the offensive line playing hard. You know what I'm saying? There are people who made the team because of that. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. As of right now, I don't know.
Take a stab at it, bro, because that's a hard one. I can't go against Rush because Rush had just better preseason tape, and he did it consistently.
Contractually, I want to say White because you got White White, 3 more years? Because you
Yeah,
drafted
I
him.
want to say White because of his arm strength.
Yeah, I always thinking about the money.
Yeah. I'm thinking based on what Rush did before, if they can protect Rush, which they should this year, we should get a better evaluation, and I think Rush should win. But who has the bigger upside?
Mike White.
Mike White.
Because you got to think like this. As soon, Cooper Rush will be your backup quarterback for 1 year. And then you got to talk about how much is a backup quarterback worth. Because why? Because Cooper Rush only has 1 more year.
Yeah.
So it's like, almost, hey, you know how I get, bro. You get 1 year.
Side, they would probably go with Mike White, but I hope that they let it literally play out from just real competition. Because, like you said, and I hope they caught what you said, you couldn't evaluate. That's why they carried 2 more quarterbacks.
Because they didn't know.
You didn't know until you put them behind the starting line to protect them. So now, Colombo wisely said, now we get a chance to evaluate those guys. So my bet is on Rush because he's done it on the field. Even though it was just preseason,
yes,
he's done it. And he's done it multiple games. He had one of the best preseasons out of any quarterback. And I'm talking about first rounders. Like his passing ratings in preseason was better than all the guys who got drafted that year first round. So it's in him to play the game. It's just gonna be how it play out. And I hope the best man win, but I'm betting they go with the bigger arm.
Now, can I tell y'all something? I don't mean to pee in your yogurt, but can I tell y'all something? Can I tell you something what's going to happen? I'm not saying I'm predicting the future, but this is just Jerrynomics. If Dak Prescott go down, we are neither Cooper Rush or Mike White is going to be your backup quarterback. Is going to be your starting quarterback. You know who's going to be your starting quarterback? Whatever the best quarterback they can get with a first-round pick. That's who's going to be your quarterback. I'm going to keep it real with you.
If he get injured?
If Dak goes down in the middle of the season, I do not believe the Dallas Cowboys, if it's before the trading deadline, I don't believe the Dallas Cowboys would put their future in Mike White or Cooper Rush for a full season. I don't believe they would. The Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to tell you what I would think they would do, because think what they did with wide receiver. Look what they did with wide receiver. It was committee. When committee didn't work, they didn't say, okay, Allen Hurns, you're going to be our number 1. You're going to be our number 1. What did they say? No, use that first round, go get a number 1. If Dak Prescott goes down in the middle of our season, what I believe is going to happen is the Dallas Cowboys going to look out there in free agency and either see who's the best free agent quarterback they can get to come in right now and play well, or they're going to see who's the best free agent quarterback they can get for a first-round pick. That's what they're going to do. Because that's what they did, bro. Like, they're not going to put – they're not going to, like –
it'll definitely be some bet, and they give away something big.
Yeah, because think about this. If they had faith in them, they would have played in that Giants game. But they didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're gonna be backups. The Cowboys don't see Mike White or Cooper Rush, in my opinion, as a backup, because a backup's job is to be a backup, wait for an opportunity, seize the opportunity, I'm the starter. They don't see them like that. They see them as, bro, you're a backup. What you mean? You're a backup. Like, I don't see you as – they see them the way they see Jason Garrett. Do you honestly think they thought that that Troy Aikman was going to go off into the sunset and Jason Garrett was going to be our starting quarterback and lead us to – hell no. No. They looked at Jason Garrett like, bro, you're a backup. That's what you are. If something happens, we'll get somebody else. So, and be honest with you, if something happens to Dak, you're going to see a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick, Brian Hoyer – you're going to see guys like that come in here. I'm going to tell you a good one.
I think that depends on preseason, though.
Teddy Bridgewater. But I think I still, even with a good preseason, I still believe the Cowboys would still go get a veteran.
I think they'll trust the vet more.
Yeah, they would.
More like us. That's more like us, because remember, we panicked. In my opinion, we panicked. Because I felt like we had a pretty good backup in Whedon. But we went out there and got Matt Castle. That was a pure panic. Because we should have rolled.
And then you had to go back to Wheaton.
Yeah, and then they sent him to Houston.
But I'm saying in the same season, we were at Wheaton, went to Castle, and went back to Wheaton.
Got the blame for us throwing the derail, and we went and got Matt Castle, put him out there and let him burn our games down, You know, that is like us, though. And then, to your point, just repeating history, Dak almost didn't get the starting job, too.
Thank you. It was supposed to go to Kellen Moore.
They was shopping for a vet quarterback. Matter of fact, they was trying to get Nick Foles.
Yeah. And Nick Foles turned the money down.
Yeah, he turned it down. You know, so, and it was only after Dak did good in the Rams preseason game that they said, oh, we're not shopping anymore.
Exactly. So that's what
their instinct is for sure, to your point, their instinct is for sure to look for a veteran before they'll trust these youngsters.
Yeah.
You know, but they gonna have to ball out like Dak did. You know what I mean? If they ball out during preseason and show some potential, then maybe. But I think you're right. Their instincts is gonna be, especially mid-season, they gonna scramble if that's what happen. Dak to get hurt. They gonna scramble for a vet.
What I would like to see happen, and this, if I'm Jerry Jones, this is what I'm doing with my backup quarterbacks, right? I'm gonna tell Dak Prescott you're gonna play week 2 in the preseason game. So yeah, that game that West Coast is gonna drive, that first preseason game all the way to San Francisco. I'm not gonna see Dak Prescott or Zeke play. I'm not tripping because I'll be so juiced off these other guys that I like, so I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? That's why you guys don't, honestly, that's why some of you guys, preseason games aren't interesting, because you don't know anybody. You want to know why? Because you're not paying attention to doing the OTAs and training camps. But if you're paying attention to OTAs and training camps, you're going to fall in love with guys that you like and be like, man, I really want this Lance Lenore to make it. I want Lance Lenore to make it so bad. I'm going to watch these games. Yeah, preseason is not boring when you know the players. Like, it's not boring at all. You know what I'm saying? But what I would like to see, what I believe is going to happen is they're going to tell Dak, Zeke, you're going to play week 2. Why? Because that's in Hawaii, and they're going to want to pub that game. So they're going to play a little bit in that game, right? But other than that, Cooper Rush, Mike White, come here. I'm about to split these lits right down the middle. Whoever wins the competition is gonna be my backup. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. Secretly, I'm gonna give Mike White more opportunity to win. You want to know why? Because it benefits me more. So yes, I'm gonna tell them that it's an equal competition, but it's not really gonna be equal competition. Why? Because life's not fair. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I'm thinking this. Hey, if Cooper Rush looks good, you already know how West Coast is. I'll trade anybody. I'm down for it. So think about this. Cooper Rush, I want Cooper Rush to look good too. Why? Because Cooper Rush is on a 1-year deal. So if a situation happens, somebody else's quarterback goes down, man, I got a viable backup quarterback right here that can play. You know what I'm saying? I might be able to, for Cooper Rush, I might be able to desperately get a 4th-round pick out of you. You think that's not worth it for a guy, an undrafted free agent, a 4th-round pick? Bro, that's a come-up. That's a stupid come-up.
Can we talk about one more thing before we get up out of here?
Yeah, go ahead.
What was crazy about the season is, remember, they was going into the season and they was afraid to give Dak and Zeke reps going into the season.
Yeah.
Right? And it hurt us. Because teams that do that basically saying we're going to use game 1 and game 2 as preseason, getting ripped, right?
We can't do that again.
We can't do that again, one. But what's crazy is when we was at the end, week 17, when we had playoffs secured, right? Done. That's when we took the risk with Dak.
Yeah, I know. That's why I also tell you guys, like, if you ask Jerry Jones, if you just look at Jerry Jones's actions, like all you people that think that Zeke's not going to get paid, for all you people that, think that, like, if you really look at if you look at their actions, they actually favor Zeke the best over anybody, because at the end of the day, they made Dak Prescott play in a meaningless game. And they did not give Zeke the option to play in a meaningless game. They said, Dak, you want to play? Go, I ain't tripping. Knock yourself out. Go play.
You want to stay in there? Go for it.
Yeah, go for it. Zeke, you want to play? No. No.
Put on that blue jacket and sit down.
Yeah, no. And guess what? This ain't the first time they did it. They did it in his rookie year season, too.
Yep. Week 17, he didn't play
He didn't play nothing. You know what I'm saying? Dak Prescott's played 3 full seasons.
Put that jacket on and sit your butt down.
Dak Prescott's played 3 full seasons in the NFL. Fun fact of the day, Dak Prescott has played 3 full seasons in the NFL. Ezekiel Elliott has played 2.5. Dak has played 48 total games in the NFL, actually 50 with 2 playoff games. Zeke has played 40. He's only played 40. Now think about this. There's only 16 games in a season. So that means theoretically Zeke play. If you put all the missed games that Zeke has missed and you want to tell you the great thing I love about Zeke missing games, not one of them were for injury. Not one. He missed 2 games because the Dallas Cowboys sat him. He missed 6 games because the NFL sat him. If you put all those games in one season, that's Zeke playing 2 full years and then sitting out one whole half year. If Zeke played, think about this. If Zeke played his first 2 years and then he sat out all last year and only played 8 games, we would not be having a conversation of saying that, oh, they overused Zeke. No, you wouldn't. What are you talking about? He just did 8 games off. That's like the Cowboys do value Zeke. You know what I'm saying? But the quarterback position is more important. This is what it is.
And I think they still probably switch when they pay Dak.
It's going to have to switch because one's going to be making 30 and one's going to be making like
yeah, so they
18.
ain't gonna have Dak playing in no meaningless games again after he get paid. But when he was worth $600,000, they treated him cheap. Oh yeah, get on out there.
Yeah, like your $600,000 quarterback. Why am I gonna pay a wide receiver $14 million for you to throw the ball to him? No, I'm not doing that. No, that's and guess what? Wide receiver. We introduce you wide receiver by committee. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. The Jerry Jones do value the Dallas. They do value Ezekiel Elliott.
The mess out of Ezekiel. Don't let nobody.
Like they do. Like don't let nobody convince you. But they do. Their actions show that he is their most valuable player.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Actions surely show it.
Because think about this. Zeke got a contract. They picked up Zeke's 5th-year option. Can I ask you a question before we get out of here, boss?
Of course.
When was the last time they even brought up Dak's contract?
Oh, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Good.
But Zeke got extended. I mean, he didn't get extended. He got the 5th-year option, though.
Nah, the big one was...
But you get what I mean, though?
No, totally. The big one was when they set up for New York and Dak played. That was the big one. And see, the game was, let's see what you can do without your weapons, guy. Let's see what you can do.
And that's why Dak was like, yeah, I'm playing this whole game.
Oh, I'm playing this. I'm finna show y'all.
Yeah, I'm playing this whole game.
67.
Win or lose, I'm playing this game.
I'm gonna get my money. Dak would have got that too.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, shoot, man, we've been on here for an hour and 40 minutes, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and rocking with us, man. You know, shoot, man, make sure you guys tune in on Sunday. We'll be doing our Sunday show and then bringing some comments. But, yo, man, I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with us this week. You know, if you guys have some show topics you guys want to talk about, because I'm going to be honest with you, it's getting kind of scarce around here. We get into the bottom of the barrel and listen to some crazy stuff happen. But, yo, if y'all got topics or questions y'all want to talk about, make sure you inbox myself or Boss Cowboy on either page. Either way, it's going to get to us, so we ain't tripping, man. One time for the sponsors, man. The 2019 Dallas Cowboys season is only a few months from kicking off. But this year, let's do things a little different. Instead of just watching games at home or just going to a game, let's actually experience our Dallas Cowboys, just like West Coast does. Cowboys Experience is my one-stop shop for all my Cowboys game day weekends. Their packages are all inclusive, including 2 nights hotel accommodation. We'll pick you up and drop you off at the airport and game. Want to hang out and get autographs from current and former Cowboy greats like Drew Pearson? If you're ready to experience the Dallas Cowboys like no other, make sure you inbox West Coast or go to cowboysexperience.com today. The 2019 Dallas Cowboys season. So what's up with you guys? We're back. So man, my boy Boss Cowboy, let them know where they can find you at, man.
Yeah, go to my page at Boss Cowboy Sports on Facebook. You will find all the information, and especially if you believe that Collins should be playing at left guard, go share it and say something about it. Go ask some of your groups, what do y'all think about this? Don't quit just because you think Dallas is stubborn. Don't quit. Put your voice out there. They obviously care about our voice. They care. If they didn't care, they wouldn't have threw Leo Collins under the bus over pick 90. They care what we think. So it's just that, we need to keep pushing what we really believe is best for the Cowboys. And a lot of us do believe that Liel is a way better left guard than he is right tackle. You'll get the article on my page. Go share it. Go talk about it. Put it out there.
Shoot, I appreciate you, man. So make sure y'all share. For all y'all that read, make sure y'all read. For all y'all that don't read, they got some really good pictures in there, so make sure y'all hook that up. Appreciate you guys for sharing the page. We got like over 150 shares today, so I appreciate you guys for that. 350 comments. You guys we was really chopping it up and screwing it right now. But hey, I'm West Coast. You guys already know what it is. You know where you can find me at Dallas Cowboys Scouting. Hey, never look down because the stars up. Peace.